Alrighty, we should be live. I'm going to make sure everything is working. And then we can get started. Okay, audio sounds good. Alrighty, now we're good to go. Who is ready for some playoff football here in season number 4? Hello, I'm here. It's the British person. We have a British person with us? This is news to me, chap. I'm sorry, that was terrible. So what is good, Todd, MP, Nick, Little Jaw? How we doing, gentlemen? We've got a fun slate of games today. The 3 that we're watching, I believe, would be the Texans and the Jets, the Vikings and the Commies, and then per request, we are starting with the Nighthawks and the Seahawks. Maybe the most intriguing game of the week, because I'm very curious to see how the Nighthawks perform. We've watched them once this year. They looked really bad, but maybe second time's the charm. We'll see. We're not going to waste any time, and we're going to have our random number generator do its job. It lands on 1. That is Seattle, because they're on the road. So if the Seahawks win, they will automatically play Dallas in the second round, and obviously those two teams are pretty big rivals. They've had plenty of playoff games in the past, so that'll be a lot of fun. Give me the 90s uniforms. As I try to find my second controller. Where is it? 90s is in like this? I would assume it's this. I don't know what else it would be. Okay, well, here's controller number 2. It's dead. But we can make it undead by charging it. Perfect. All right, so I assume the choice here is pretty clear. Do we have any objections? Do we think the purple against the blue is going to be hard to see? I think we'll notice enough of the difference because the pants are different. The helmets are different. Way to remember to charge your controllers. Well, I didn't even know where this one was until 20 seconds ago. Any objections with the purples going once, going twice? I don't think the colors will be an issue. I don't think the jerseys are like too similar in terms of color. White on purple. That's a good question. Yeah, I think this is the move. I think white on purple could look good, but I don't know if that in particular looks good. Maybe if they had a purple helmet, I think it would look better. The helmets just should be purple to begin with. The orange looks stupid, but whatever. That's besides the point. Alrighty, let's get this show on the road. Let's kick off season number 4's Wildcard weekend. The Oklahoma City Nighthawks, have they made the playoffs? I don't think they have. They were close last year. But this is definitely their first appearance with Frank leading the way, and they've done it as a 2 seed. They're the only team to have beaten Dallas this year, and they won a very good NFC West. The Seahawks, meanwhile, are kind of limping into the playoffs in the sense of they were not that great during the regular season. They had to scratch and claw their way in, and they look a lot different from the Seattle playoff teams that we've seen in the past. Patrick Mahomes, of course, is gone. Bryce Young, now at quarterback. Other familiar faces are out the door. No Deebo Samuel, no Alvin Kamara, no John Johnson. It's a very different looking team, and I'm very curious to see how they perform. We've seen this Seattle team watched, and they nearly beat Dallas. So that's like kind of a moral win on its own. And we saw the Nighthawks get rocked by San Francisco. Jacoby Brissett is a well-known OFL sim merchant, and today is his opportunity to beat the allegations. Can he do it? My bet is no, but who knows? Jacoby over under 8 picks. Jeez. This is the first Nighthawks playoff appearance. Okay, I figured it was, but I don't know if they made it back in like season 1 or something, but off the top of my head, I don't think so. And clearly now that we've confirmed it, this is their first taste of playoff football. As they start with a gain of 9. Got some good weapons on this offense. Mark Andrews, Dalvin Cook, DK Metcalf. They have another good receiver too, whose name is not popping up to the top of my head, but we'll probably see him sooner than later. There's Bibbs with the first down. So if the Nighthawks win, they'll play against the highest seeded team left. So like if that's the 3-seeded Dreadnoughts, if they win, it would be them. If not, it'd be the winner of the 4-5 game. While obviously if Seattle wins, we get Seattle and Dallas part 3. NFC West playoff teams, Rams and Seahawks year 1. All right, no, just Rams year 1. Did the Seahawks not make it year 1? Oh, because I know Dallas didn't make it year 1. Oh, yeah, I feel like they work. I remember now. Yeah, they did kind of start off disappointing. Okay, yeah. Both of you guys made it season 2. Just Seattle last year, and then the Nighthawks and the Seahawks. Of course, this year, deep shot, incomplete. Is there a Discord link? That's a great question. The answer is yes. I know YouTube chats are sometimes weird about links, but we'll see if this works. Me and Nick were mid as hell starting. Yeah, I remember the Cowboys were not that good. But yeah, I remember you guys not being so good either. Have there been any teams who have won their division all 4 years? I feel like we went over this. But I know nobody in the AFC has. I don't think the Dreadnoughts have won it 4 years in a row. I think the Eagles have one in there. So I think this year broke the streak. Because I don't know how many teams had won it all of the first 3 years, but I know we had, and we obviously didn't win it this year. I'd like to try to get involved when the new cycle gets started. Well, we'll probably be starting it pretty soon, so you came at a good time. We do have one more season after this one. I would like to get through Season 5 quicker. I haven't roadmapped how we're going to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. The Bills, Bengals, and Dreadnoughts had the most with 3, so nobody else has more. Yeah, Seattle would have 2. Dallas didn't win it last year, so they would have 2. The Texans only have 2. Yeah, I guess that seems right. The Eagles won it season 2. Okay, I feel like, did the Dreadnoughts make it as a wild card? I feel like they did. As there's a quick touchdown for Dalvin Cook. So the Nighthawks march down the field and score a touchdown. Who would have thought? And they lead it 7-0. OKC has to get started off strong. So this is a good opening for them. Yeah, Bills lost in Season 1, Dreads lost in Season 2, and obviously we lost this year. To think, if we had won an extra game, we would we'd be the only team with division wins every year. Now, it's kind of the Mickey Mouse title because our division has sucked other than this year, but it's still something. Nighthawks looking good and watched. I'm not ready to jump the gun yet. It's one drive. We haven't even seen the Seattle offense. Of course, with Bryce Young, who's had a solid season, being traded from the Eagles to the Seahawks. The Dreadnoughts made it as a wild card in Season 2. I know this. Okay, yeah, 14-0 against Seattle. That was one of the games of all time. How many teams have made the playoffs all 4 years? The big 3 in the AFC all has. The Dreadnoughts have. I'm trying to think of who else. I think didn't the Commies miss in Season 2? I don't think they made it that year. New England obviously missed for the first time this year. Dallas and Seattle missed in Season 1. We had 14-0 and 6-3. That was the same stream? Oh, God. We really had those 2 games together. That whole playoff run was a mess, because that year ended with 28-0. Jeez, can we never have Season 2's playoffs again, please? Just randomly thought about Terrence Ferguson. That's a random thought. Let's go Ducks. Solid run for Antonio Gibson. He impressed me in the first watch game we saw with Seattle a few weeks back. Gibson's kind of a weird player because I don't normally see him do well in Madison, but he looked good in that game, and he's been a solid addition for the Seahawks. 6-3 was the wild card round, 14-0 was the divisional round, 28-0 was the OFL Bowl, and then 21-19 was the conference championship. So all 4 rounds have like iconic scores. I disagree. I really like the Season 2 playoffs. Yeah, how about you be quiet, mister? Solid play for Gibby. Now a big 3rd and 4. We haven't seen Bryce Young really go downfield yet. Oh, you're talking about OKC Thunder Terrence Ferguson. Didn't he do something like really bad? Because I know he was on the Sixers for a little while. Bryce, who are you throwing it to? I was more of a fan of Season 2 than Season 3. I mean, I guess I prefer Season 2 because at least I made it. Well, hold on. I want to see what crime Terrence Ferguson did because he did something really bad. Oh, yeah, that is bad. Rape. That's not good, kids. I knew he did something. We put more hype into Dallas and Seattle Part 3 than this game. We're just assuming, which so far, albeit, again, it's early, but we're assuming wrong. Season 3 was the Mahomes implosion and then the Hurts implosion back-to-back. That was such like a sad ending, but that'll never not be funny. And then we had the Trevor Lawrence game in the divisional round. That was some of the worst quarterback play I've ever seen. Only difference is Trevor Lawrence won, but he was just as bad, if not worse than those guys. At least Jalen Hurts had like a really good half in the OFL Bowl, even though in the first half his favorite wide receiver was Trayvon Diggs. Don't forget Joe Burrow played in that stream. Well, that can't help. Fumble! That ball went flying out. It is recovered, though, by Seattle. Or not Seattle, by the Nighthawks. I got my Hawks wrong. Jeffrey Simmons being hurt is definitely not insignificant. That could be a big deal. Was he the one who forced the fumble? He was definitely in the area as he's going to the locker room. 2K20, My League expansion legend, Kyle O'Quinn. Shout out the real beard, Kyle O'Quinn. There's Dalvin. Woo! Nice juke move. He could have broken that one off for more. I say he played in that stream because it feels like he implodes every game. Joe Burrow imploding against Seattle in the divisional round is going to hit like crack. And I say that now, even though Seattle has not been good here in this first quarter. Okay, maybe I jinxed it. It's intercepted by J.C. Jackson. It's not a Seattle Seahawks watch game without a J.C. Jackson interception, especially early in games. I feel like whenever J.C. Jackson's at his best, it's in the first quarter. And here he is, sure enough, with an incredible play. Jacoby should not have made that throw, but that was still a ridiculous interception by J.C. Jackson. And I think Courtland Sutton was the receiver who I wasn't thinking of earlier, who I now realize. FGFL Seahawks legend, Courtland Sutton. Does anyone know Kobe Simmons? Kobe Simmons was a dog at Arizona. I thought he was going to be, like, unironically, a pretty good NBA player. As that'll wrap up the first quarter. The Nighthawks look good so far, but that J.C. Jackson interception could really open things up for the Seahawks. We haven't seen a ton out of their offense yet. Antonio Gibson's looked pretty solid, but that's so far about it. But they've got some ball players. TJ Hawkinson, Tyler Lockett, amongst others. I don't think Bryce Young has ever won an OFL playoff game, so this is a big opportunity for him. And why are we throwing dump-offs on 3rd and 4? What are we doing here, Mr. Bryce? It's 4th and 3 at the 46. I feel like you're too far and too close to punt it. It's the playoffs. I almost feel like you got to go for it. I don't think this is like a horrible call, but I don't like it. I would have went for it. And that was a weak pass on third down. What a punt, though. Down at the 9, so if nothing else, the Seahawks will pin them pretty far deep. And J.C. Jackson's in the zone, but Seattle didn't really capitalize off of the turnover other than giving OKC bad field position. Minor what a punt, just lowercase. But it's still a what a punt, by definition. What does it take for J.C. Jackson to get out of the zone? Would it just be like a certain amount of yards? I feel like as they get those yards, maybe they shouldn't throw the ball towards him. Just an idea. Or TJ Leaf. He was also supposed to be kind of good, but he was an Alonzo Ball merchant. 3rd and 3. Brissett goes short, and I think they're going to give him forward progress. Yeah, it's a gain of 4. Brissett hasn't been overly aggressive, but he hasn't really had to be. Unlike for Bryce Young, it's kind of working. I think for Bottleneck, which is like 15 yards, okay. They've already gotten 11 on this drive, so if that's the case, then they should be pretty close. And there's your 15. And it is, ironically, J.C. Jackson with the tackle. Did I hear that Josh McDaniels got fired by the Raiders? We need to rephrase that. It's actually the Lions got Josh McDaniels fired and will be saving the Raiders from their own ineptitude. You're welcome, Vegas. You're welcome. Oh, J.C. is still in the zone. There you go. Who's the scrappy, hardworking, white blonde player with superstar? I know Andrew Wynyard has superstar somewhere. Would that be him in Seattle? I don't know who else it would be. It's probably Andrew Wynyard. It's the Octi regen. 2nd and 1. Cook goes backwards. And that'll lead us to a huge 3rd and 1. This could be a really consequential play. Back to Cook, and he does get it, and he actually gets quite a bit more to the 45. So far, the Nighthawks have come to play. Their offense has been steady, and their defense has been really good. Again, it's still pretty early, but so far they have been up for the task. Thought it was Van Ginkel. Who does Van Ginkel play for now? I don't think he's on OKC now. I know he was good there. But yeah, that's definitely Andrew Wynyard. Because it says his name on the back. And because he's playing safety. OFL 2022 Love Don era was special. I'm confusion. OFL 22 was special because we had a team of criminals that couldn't make it out of the second round. AVG must be retired. AVG's not that old. I think he was drafted kind of old, but like in game he can't be more than like 30 or 31. Let's see how old he is now. He's 28 now. He was drafted in 2019. He hasn't been in the league that long. Ooh, nice tackle. So if he's 28 now, that would mean he's probably like 32 here. Another short first down conversion, but they're still moving it. Ah, Jordan Love. That makes a lot more sense. Madden Sim Merchant, Jordan Love. And the infamous Hail Mary against the Huskies. That was funny. OFL 22 Hail Marys. There's nothing like that combo. As that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. It has still mostly been all Nighthawks in the first half. Who could have seen that one coming? Both teams have had the same strategy of just being like slow and steady. It's only worked for one side though. Do we still have the clip for that? Oh, it would still be here somewhere. I don't remember which stream it is, but it would still be here. Short throw for Dalvin. Another first down. Brissett has not had to go downfield, and it has not mattered. They have found out how to beat this defense, and it is working. This feels like a dream. What feels like a dream? The Jalen Naylor Hail Mary was elite, too. That was a weird play. Against what? The Dreadnoughts, I think? So how good was San Francisco in watch? Yeah, that Niners team in watch, the 2 games we saw them were clearly really good. I don't know if I'm ready to jump on the Oklahoma City Nighthawks bandwagon yet, but clearly part of the reason why they struggled is that the Niners, they're good. They're real good. Holding on Jalen Duncan. That'll move him back to the 17. Oh, Dow. Oh, that was Would that have just been the NFC Championship? I'm thinking of the wrong play. I'm thinking of the game where you guys got the number 1 seed last year. Silly me. But, of course, the Hail Mary in the NFC Championship that failed because Kareem Hunt is booty. Hopefully Kareem Hunt stays bad because now he's on the Bills. So, I'm going to be a hater. Even though he's an OFL 29er legend. So, like, on one hand, he should be my guy, but... Okay, so Seattle gets a stop. They needed that badly. So they're going to hold him in the red zone to a field goal. And now Seattle, they have the 2-for-1 right here. They have to capitalize. They have to score before halftime. Even if it's just a field goal, they need points. The dreads was for Mahomes' implosion. That was in the playoffs. I was thinking of the regular season game, though, which I think would have been last year. Because didn't you guys like play each other basically for the number 1 seed? I think it was week 17. But it was essentially whoever wins probably gets the number 1 seed. And I remember that game being wild. Obviously, the NFC Championship game was the Mahomes disaster class. How could we forget that? 29er legend? What? When OFL was on the main channel, that was great times. The 2-minute average view duration, great times. 25% average view duration, nothing like it. When OctiScreen recorded the TV. Those were the days. Oh, wow, he actually went downfield. We did, and we won off of an Aaron Jones fumble. I think you're right, yeah. I feel like I remember that now. I feel like Aaron Jones played well in that game, too. Although I could be wrong. As Bryce throws it in the middle of nowhere. At least he's trying to be aggressive, but there were too many defenders in the general area there of the ball. I forgot they have Troy Franklin now. That's right. Let's go Ducks. I'm used to him being on the Chargers. Oh, big sack for Aiden Hutchinson. And now Seattle's probably not scoring. They're not even going to call their timeout. Not a pretty first half for the Seattle Seahawks. They trailed 10-0 against Oklahoma City. Not often do we find ourselves surprised with a 2 seed beating a 7 seed, but here we are. Seattle starts with the ball in the second half, but they've got to get it together. Their offense has been very pedestrian. 34 total yards is not pretty. So they've got to come out the second halves. That's not correct grammar. They got to come out the second half strong and get points on this drive, or else they could be in trouble. As they kick it off, I'm going to fill up my drink. No gossiping. And don't destroy the stream chat, please, gentlemen. All right, and we're back, and I see Seattle's starting at the 18. That's not ideal. Daniel Godley sucks. You take that back, mister. What game are we going to simcast first? That's a good question. The random number generator, I guess, we'll get to decide. It'd be nice if Siri can do it, but since Siri's on her, 4-month vacation, you can't win them all, clearly. Yeah, you guys scored 20 against Dallas in the sim. Or at least most of it was in the sim. So, theoretically, you should be able to score more here. But Bryce Young hasn't exactly looked all that inspiring so far. Although it's only a 10-point game. In Watch, we scored... Wait. Am I thinking of the wrong game? Oh, no, yeah, you scored 20 against them this year. I was thinking of the NFC Championship. Because you guys basically had 20. But this year, yes, your offense did look pretty good in that game. Why did I think of the NFC Championship? That's basically a totally different team. Here's a nice play. Short first down to the 39. Yeah, that was a completely different team. I don't know why my mind went to that game. The regular season game this year would be a whole lot better of a comparison because it's actually this roster. So that makes sense. And hey, look, they're finally moving it. Here's Antonio Gibson. Gets pummeled, but at the 23. That's only his 5th carry of the game. I feel like they should give him the ball more. He's been, again, fairly solid. Let's hurry up and get to OFL 24 so I can create the Honolulu Shamrocks. Assuming that relocation is back, there's going to be some weird teams next year. But the admins and I haven't gotten that far ahead yet. We haven't even really started. We're probably going to start talking about OFL 24 real soon, but we haven't really, other than like preliminary small conversations, but nothing serious. Paris Black Knights book the parade. 3rd and 1. They should run the ball. Good call. And Antonio Gibson gets to the 12. The Honolulu Snowhawks. How many Honolulu teams are we going to have people applying for? Like 5? There's going to be 5 people who want Honolulu. There's going to be 3 people that want Rio. And there's going to be 8 people that want Tokyo. Who else cannot wait for the Tokyo Celtic Tigers? Can't wait. 2nd down, here's Gibson. He gets about 2. It looks like Seattle's going to score here, but ideally for them, a touchdown would be gigantic. That would really put him back in the game. 3rd and 6. Young, spin move, and it's broken up, incomplete. Good defense. I don't know why he spun around like a ballerina, but it's broken up by Tariq Woolen. Since when did Bryce have X Factor? I feel like would have gotten that either most likely after last year, because he's had some high numbers. I know he was drafted with Superstar, but he's had some really good seasons. Maybe it was earlier than last year, but he's had some impressive numbers. Although so far he's wetting the bed here in the playoffs against a questionable Nighthawks team who doesn't look too questionable today, to their credit. Let's see if they can put themselves back ahead by 2 scores. So long as I can use the Condors jersey, I'll be chilling. In the OFL, they'll be referred to only as the Condoms. But yes, their jerseys are clean. Oh, here's a nice play. Mark Andrews breaks a tackle, gets around 22. Even if the Nighthawks score a field goal, they can put themselves in a good spot, up by 10. Seattle did take quite a bit of time off the clock on their last drive. But now Cook goes backwards. Grant Delpit, right as Todd's mad at him, he makes up for it. The Condors are the condoms, and the Armadillos are the armadillos. Under pressure, Brissett is sacked. Josh Sweat probably tore a hamstring, along with another defender. That might have been Grant Delpit who makes the play. What is going on, C-Mill and Pokemon? Welcome in, lads. You haven't missed too much. This is our first game, and the Nighthawks are they're actually winning. They're currently doing the thing. 3rd and 20. Brissett goes downfield. He's on a wide open receiver, and they say he was inbounds. Wow, I don't know if he was in. But if he was, that's gigantic. Oh, maybe he did drag the feet in. Oh, look at that. Wow. Dalvin Cook with the toe drag. That's a gigantic conversion on 3rd and 20. I was here since the beginning of the game. Okay, well. Silly me. I didn't know Dalvin Cook was like that, though. I didn't know he had that ability as a receiver. Regardless, that was still awful coverage. How is he that wide open? On 3rd and 20. Where else is the Nighthawks going to look? If they're dumping it off, then they're probably not going to get it. Octa, you silly goose. 3rd and 2. Brissett's under pressure. And he gets sacked. Seattle gets to stop after all. Josh Sweat again, and somebody else brings him down. And so that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. That quarter went quite a bit better for Seattle. It wasn't perfect, but they're only down by 1 score, and they're about to get the ball back. So they've given themselves a chance. This has been a really quick game. I guess because the defenses have been really good, but this game has flown by. I feel like we started it like 20 minutes ago. That would be because we did only start it 25 minutes ago. Bad punt as well. And Seattle gets pretty good field position at the 27. I had 3 teams for OFL at my and up. Octi knows about those 3. Why am I not remembering them? I know you mentioned it. But I'm forgetting. Oh, I remember one of them now. I definitely remember one of them. Stream has been up for 28 minutes. Yeah, we didn't start that long ago, but we're already in the 4th quarter. Octi's the type of guy to order just a patty and buns for his hamburger. I'm not a hamburger guy, but if I was, that's probably true. I want the Bears in honor of Bears being removed. They got rid of Bears? I didn't even know that. No! Just because of that, we have to do something special with the Bears and the Bears before we start OFL 24. Like, in play now, because we can get both teams against each other. We can have, like, our Pro Bowl, all the best OFL 23 players from the AFC against the NFC, but they're all playing on the Bears. That's so sad. Like, that glitch has been in the game for, like, 5 years. They should have taken it out a whole lot earlier. But at this point, it's like a staple. Why get rid of it? Yeah, the new patch doesn't seem very good. They messed up a lot of stuff with the draft classes, which is fantastic. So, good work, EA. Way to throw us a bone. The most recent actual Bears OFL coach, that would be you. Yeah, you're right. 2nd and 3. I don't think he got it. Oh, he did. They're going to give it to him. But Tyler Lockett is hurt. I hope that means I don't have to start a draft class for a 3rd time. I don't think it will, but there have been an issue with, like, player likenesses and faces. Like, some of the newer faces that were put in the game, I think for the first time this year, they, like, don't work anymore. Like, the player looks the same when you click into their player card, but their picture is different, which is stupid. For most of the players, it's fine, but for a few of them, they have different faces. And as I tried to edit it, and I click into, like, the face thing, the faces don't show up. Like, when you click a certain face, it's like a blank screen. You have to guess which face it is, which is a total pain. And speaking of pains for the Nighthawks, TJ Hawkinson has tied it up for Seattle. So the Seahawks were struggling early, down 10-0. They've marched all the way back, and they're going to knot it up. And now OKC's offense has some pressure. Can we not do momentum next year? I know some people don't like momentum. If it's really broken, I'll be happy to turn it off. I haven't, like, personally had any issues. But if everybody, like, doesn't want it, then yeah, we can have the momentum meter off. That's fine. After OFL 23, I would be happy to, because I don't think anyone's gotten screwed by that damn meter more than I have, because that meter has single-handedly made us not be able to kick in Buffalo. Momentum is considerably more OP. I feel like that seems like fun, but if it's really bad, then yeah, I'm fine with turning it off. Again, especially after flashbacks from this year. Doug Eder and Octavius Gamedius have missed too many damn kicks in Buffalo. It's the opposite. So, like, it makes, like, certain players overpowered in a sense, rather than, like, stadium conditions. If that's the case, then that's really stupid. I thought part of the whole thing of, like, the momentum bar was, like, the atmosphere and the conditions. Once a team gets full momentum, it's over. Okay. Yeah, that seems kind of dumb. It makes Buffalo the objective best team to pick if it's on. Okay, so it seems like we should keep it off. Ooh, nice grab. at the 44 by... Who's 9? Is that Sutton? It is Sutton. Cortland Sutton. It makes it impossible to come back. Okay. So if you're down, like, good game. Got it. Good to know. I haven't noticed issues with that within, like, the Dragon series, but I figure it's probably a lot different and watched with CPU versus CPU, because that's a whole lot different than regular gameplay. So, yeah, I'm good with turning it off. Another EA disaster class. OKC would be up 30-3. Would their offense really have 30? I don't know. I don't think they're scoring 30. But I see the point. I was catching up on Blazers and had to witness a Cale Foster disaster class. Yeah, he did not shoot the ball well at all in that game. But he has been pretty good. He hasn't made that pick look entirely stupid. Well, there's a nice play by Dalvin Cook. Look at the clock. There's less than 3 minutes left. Brissett is 24 for 26. Is he actually beating the allegations right now? With the question mark receiver icons, it's nearly an auto pick. Oh, God. I was about to say, speaking of picks, I thought the defensive back had a chance to play for that ball. But instead it's caught. Because Jacoby Brissett is not missing throws. Whether it's short or the occasional downfield pass, he's connecting on everything. I guess OKC quarterbacks have a tendency to do that in the playoffs. Remember last year, for those of you who were here in OFL 22, when Josh Allen was, like, perfect in a playoff game? I don't even remember if they won. I just know he was, like, he had 100% completion percentage for the entirety of the game. And they might have lost, which is the weirdest part. 3rd and 3. Did he get it? They're going to give it to him. Okay. Seattle's not calling their timeouts yet, though. Seattle's probably going to have a chance unless the Nighthawks manage this clock, like, perfectly. But the question is, with how much time? Was it early or late? It was definitely late. I don't think it was the last year, but it was definitely towards, like, the back. Seattle's still not calling their timeouts. I guess because OKC's in no rush, clearly. Or that's the wrong phrase. They're not taking their time, which they probably should. All right, now they're calling timeouts. So Seattle's not calling timeouts. OKC's not wasting the play clock. Are these teams trying to lose? We've got 1:08. What's the best case scenario for Seattle? A quick touchdown, or all the time is wasted, but they don't score? And only get a field goal, obviously. I think the worst case scenario is probably a touchdown on 3rd down. But realistically, I would almost rather they score quickly. I like my chances down by 7 with like a minute left more than I like my chances down by 3 with like 20 seconds left. And they're not letting Dalvin score. I don't think this is good for Seattle. I think their best bet is to let him in. Now, if they throw the ball on 3rd and goal, that could change some things. But if I'm Seattle, I'm hoping he scores. He's not scoring. Oh, wait. No, I don't think he did. He's at the 1. Wait. What if they go for it? They shouldn't, but what if they do? That would be funny. Okay, they're not. I thought they were going to pull off an OFL 21 Colts and go for it. So the Nighthawks lead by 3. Seattle does not have any timeouts. He does not have the arm for a Hail Mary, as we know. So Seattle's best bet is like some sort of broken coverage, or they get it out of bounds to like the 50, or a Hail Mary penalty. They need one of those things to happen. 12 seconds. I don't like their chances. They need a Hail Mary pass interference. Jacoby's going to win a playoff game before the Eagles. Jeez. Is he throwing it short? What are you doing? He's so lucky that was broken up. They just got to send it. No reason to waste time. You got like 9 seconds. Yeah, the best case scenario is a defensive pass interference. That's what the Seahawks need. DPI or bust. What are you doing? Why are they throwing it short? You have no timeouts and 9 seconds. Jesus Christ. EA, what are we doing? So the Oklahoma City Nighthawks are going to shock the world and upset the Seattle Seahawks 13-10. Jacoby Brissett may no longer be a sim merchant because he was pretty good today. Now, Seattle had chances to win this game. They struggled early. They brought themselves back. I don't even know what to say about that last drive. You had 9 seconds and 0 timeouts, and the thought is to run a slant pattern like there's 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and we are in week 6. I feel like Seattle kind of sleptwalked through the year, which is kind of the same concern I have with the Bengals. Neither team has been all that sharp throughout the duration of the year, which is why I'm a little bit concerned about us. And Seattle losing doesn't necessarily help my confidence. Amari Cooper was very quiet. There was a lot of guys who were quiet. I really need to go next. Is there a reason? If there's a reason, I'll allow it. New injury. Oh, it's Seattle. It won't matter. Who got hurt, though? Tyler Lockett. Make his game last. It's Hector. That sounds like a good reason to push it back. Contract extended. Not that it matters. Who won? The Nighthawks won. Who would have guessed? So our 3 Simcasted games are the Steelers and the Ravens, the Bengals and the Raiders, Who Dey, and the Dreadnoughts and the Geagles. Hector hasn't given me a reason, so we're going to have our random number generator pick a number between 1 and 3. Rip the Band-Aid off. Give me 2, please. It does not land on 2. It lands on 3. So we will do the Dreadnoughts and the Geagles after all. Congratulations, Hector. Troy Franklin was our number 1 receiver. Well, that's Troy Franklin for you. He's that guy. Jeffrey Simmons getting hurt's a big deal, but Troy Franklin is that guy. All right, random number generator for the user says 1. That is the Geagles. Since it's a playoff game, I know it's a simcast, but since it's the playoffs, we can do jerseys. Because there's a good chance we're hopping in. If it's interesting, we're moving. Troy Franklin is our 4th option for a reason. 4th? He should be 2nd. I'm kidding, mostly. Troy Franklin is a dog in this game. Just like he's a dog in real life. I assume we want the catch-ups? Red versus blue? Bloods versus Crips? Do we have any complaints? The Geagles winning would be objectively hilarious. I picked the Geagles to win this game. I needed some upsets. And I can't believe I actually picked Hector to win a playoff game. But if the Nighthawks can do it, he can do it too. Or so we think. But Hector winning this game would be so funny. This would be such a Mickey Mouse path for the Cowboys, and they'd still find a way to lose. The Nighthawks in the OFL Bowl would feed families. That would be the funniest possible result of this season. It would be the most annoying, because we're going to have to hear Frank babble for a whole offseason. But if the Nighthawks win the bowl, then he will have every right to talk as much as he wants. I forgot the Dreadnoughts play outside. I'm used to the Dreadnoughts playing inside. I feel like whenever we watch the Dreads, it's inside or at night. I'm not used to watching them in the middle of the day. We should probably go a little slower. Wow, that was a fast start. Yeah, I don't know why I went so fast. Can the Geagles punch it in? They do. They're back in the game. It's 10-7. I'm just realizing I forgot to do the awards ballot. You know, maybe I shouldn't have forgotten to do that. The awards ballot's going to be up within the next day or so. And the Geagles are winning! Oh my goodness. This is actually looking like a good game. Damn. Dreadnoughts out a field goal. Geagles punt. Here come the Dreads. They take the lead. They're up by 6. Geagles are marching forward quick. And they take the lead. Watch them forget again. I don't think I'll forget again. We'll see. Mexico starts at the ball here in the second half, up by 1. 13 for Chico Conquo. 3rd and 5, another conversion, this time for McLaurin. Third and 12, incomplete. Field goal is good. They're up by 4. Can Hector win a playoff game? If the Geagles win, oh, there's Kyle Pitts. That'll put the Dreadnoughts back on top. If the Geagles win, they're playing Dallas. If the Dreadnoughts win, they're playing the Nighthawks. Okay, so the Dreadnoughts have the lead in the ball. Now they're in the power position. Penalty. Make up the yardage, though, by Juju. Third and 10. They get 8 for Kyle Pitts. It's not enough. Short punt. We're definitely getting close to hopping into the game territory. Eagles take the lead. I think this is where we hop in. All right. So Mexico's up by 4. We've got 6 minutes on the clock. And the Dreadnoughts get the ball. Hector's been close. It's not like his teams haven't been competitive in the playoffs. They've been close. Last year they weren't very competitive, but they've had some close games. I remember the game in the snow when he was the 1 seed against New Orleans that nobody thought the Saints had a chance in. I remember their game with Washington being competitive. 6-3 is obviously pretty competitive, as bad as that was. I'm back. What did I miss? You missed the Oklahoma City Nighthawks actually completing the job. Because Seattle, with 10 seconds left and no timeouts, at their own, 25, decided to throw a slant pattern. Genius, I know. It got them the 10 yards they were looking for. But I don't know why they're looking for 10 when they should be looking for 75. Does Hector have more points than all of his other playoff games combined? That's a good question. His playoff games have been competitive, but not in the high-scoring sense. His offense has let him down. I would assume no, because his teams have played in 6 playoff games. But it's not like he won any of them. Yeah, the Huskies played the Saints in the snow. I think that was the year that Naruto won against the Chiefs. I blurred out OFL 22 playoffs because I wasn't in most of them. You guys did lose a lot early. 10, 3, and 10 again. Are those the amount of points he scored? They scored 10 points last year? I thought it was less. Maybe they got some during garbage time. With formerly regular season merchant Jacoby Brissett, but obviously that's not the case anymore, at least for now. Locks in. Are you locked in, buddy? Second and 12, they get 5. Hurts is having a pretty good game, according to those numbers at least. I remember our run to the AFC Championship, us laying an egg against the Diablos. And Matt Corral's devil luck. Who led you to that AFC Championship, by the way? That might be a DPI. I wasn't looking. Of course I wasn't looking. But that's a huge defensive pass interference on 3rd and 7 by Ambry Thomas. Was that ball thrown away, too? Are we seriously getting pass interference calls on balls that were thrown? Oh, no, that was not thrown away. Okay. Still, a pass interference on 3rd and 7 is gigantic, especially when you factor in that they're going to score on the very next play. Kyle Pitts with the touchdown, and the Dreadnoughts are ahead with under 3 to go. Huge pass interference call directly leading to a touchdown, and it's now 34-31. It looked like a catchable ball. I don't know what you guys are thinking. It looks like a tough catch, but it looks like it wasn't completely out of his wheelhouse. Ciao. Welcome in, Mr. Candy. So Mexico is 2:47. They've got their 3 timeouts. There's no excuse not to score. Their offense has obviously had no problems moving the ball down the field in sim. Terry McLaurin's had himself a day. 8 for 148. OFL 22 Viking legend Skull. That doesn't ring off the ton like it does with the Bengals. Dak has all day to throw it. He's not going to throw it. He does break a tackle. Look at him go! Dak Prescott showing off the rushing ability. Okay, beast mode. Seattle and San Antonio being eliminated in the first hour of the postseason would turn me on so much. On one hand, it's like chaos. Chaos would be really good for Dallas and Buffalo. But on the other hand, does chaos lead to more chaos? And those two teams maybe get out early. And we get ourselves a Nighthawks and Jets Super Bowl. I would almost rather that than my own team making it, because it would be hilarious. Oh, there's a nice play. To the 32. They're already in field goal range. What happened when I was gone? The Nighthawks actually won a playoff game, and that's the only game we've gone through so far. Dak wants it all! Oh, that was gutsy! Multiple defensive players had a chance at that ball, and neither of them come down with it. How about a Jets? That's not as funny, though. Actually, no, it would be really funny if the Jets won. The Jets beating the Cowboys in the OFL Bowl would be hilarious. I would love to see that happen. Respectfully. Just popping by. Welcome on in, Mr. SG. Hell no. Why not? It'd be funny. The Nighthawks beating us in the OFL Bowl would be funny. I would have a depressing offseason, and it wouldn't be funny for me, but it'd be funny for everybody else. Cowboys beating the Jets in the OFL Bowl would not feed families. I speak for all of us when I say we're rooting for the Jets to beat Dallas. Is tomorrow the first day of the in-season tournament? I learned like 5 minutes before the stream started that it is. I thought they were starting it in like December. I didn't realize it was like now. But I think it is, yeah. So what, is the NBA trying to like stagger the in-season tournament games? That's an interesting idea. Because like, I mean, I guess it keeps interest up for the whole month. So, I mean, I guess it's creative. We'll see how it works. That means we have to see that Pelicans court, though. Oh, what a catch! Terry McLaurin for the touchdown. And the Mexico City Geagles are winning with 40 seconds to go. Is Hector actually going to do the job? Is this going to happen? Cowboy legend. What does the court look like? So all 30 teams got their own courts. I don't think the courts are as bad as people think they are. But New Orleans, type in the Pelicans in-season tournament court. It's awful. It's disgusting. The city jerseys are mostly pretty bad. There's a couple that aren't like horrible, but there are some bad ones. The Atlanta one I think is the worst. That might be the worst sports jersey I've ever seen. So here comes the Dreadnoughts. They need a touchdown. They've got like 40 seconds, 37 seconds to be exact. Now excuse my hiccup. They do have all 3 timeouts. I like our court. Your court, I think, might be the best one. I think the Thunder court goes hard. There was a few in particular that stood out. OKC's I really liked. I liked Portland's a lot. What were the other ones I liked? Let me try to find it. Hurts going deep. Incomplete. No flag. There was some contact. The Jazz court I kind of liked, and I think the Suns one was pretty good too. Those were the ones that caught my eye. 4th down. Hurts is sacked. I didn't even realize it was 4th down. But that's the ball game. Hector has won a playoff game. The Seahawks and the Dreadnoughts have been atop the NFC for a while, and they both have been eliminated here in the wild card round by who else but Frank and Hector. Hector has won a playoff game. It's finally happened. Who would have thought it would have been this year, too, where the Geagles, for most of the year, didn't even look like they were going to make the playoffs. And this means we are getting the Geagles and the Cowboys in the second round. How many games, or how many points is Dallas going to win by? Shout out Maisie Smith. I don't know if I can say the other word. I don't know if YouTube's going to let me. Imagine being a Lakers fan at 10 p.m. and you have to see that bright yellow court. Some of the courts are just too bright, and others, like the Pelicans, The colors are just so stupid. Why are they kicking? Okay, they're not kicking. And it's over! The Mexico City Golden Eagles are moving on to the second round of the playoffs. Hector has finally broken the curse. He's won a playoff game. So the Seahawks are out. The Dreadnoughts are out. Those on paper are arguably the two biggest threats in the NFC. If you're Dallas, you've got to be feeling pretty good right now. Who's the biggest threat left to Dallas? Probably Washington? Jalen Hurts did play well. Dak played well too. Both of them with big drives late. Terry McLaurin and Kyle Pitts were both phenomenal. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I got this game right. I called it. I didn't call the first game, but I called this one. Obviously the biggest threat left to Dallas overall is probably the Bills, because Jonathan Taylor would be healthy for the OFL Bowl. But I mean just the NFC specifically. Like, obviously the Bills are more threatening. Obviously the Texans are more threatening. Maybe the Bengals. I don't trust those. But, like, in terms of upside, probably. But at the NFC right now, Washington might be the biggest threat. Although Washington hasn't even moved on yet. They got to win. Do you play Nick now? Yes, you do. You guys play Nick in the second round while the Nighthawks play the winner of the other game. We beat the Texans. Yeah, but head-to-head is not a good use of, like, team comparison. Good win, though. But, all right, now it's time for watch game number 2. We've got the Texans and the Jets, and then the Vikings and the Commies. Are we just going to wrap up the NFC? Yes, we are. It lands on Vikings and Commies. As for our user, it lands on 2. That is the Vikings. So we're just getting all the NFC games out of the way first. Favre Vikings jerseys. I know the Vikings have some good choices. Why? Oh, it's because I unplugged the other controller. That's right. There we go. The other controller ran out too. That's why we're muted. Okay, are we good now? I didn't realize the other controller wasn't on. But now we're good. So which jerseys do we all want, as I was babbling about the Vikings jerseys and no one heard? My vote is for the alternate classics, but what does everybody else want? For Washington, black helmet, white jersey, red pants. I feel like these honestly don't look half bad. I like the creativity. I don't know about the black helmets, but I like the creativity. Vikings throwbacks, all classics. My vote's for all classic. All classic it is. Whoa, Jesus Christ. We've only had like 7 controller malfunctions in the last 20 minutes. There we go. Wait, what the heck? What did I just do? There we go. Do the ADs for the Vikes. The AD jerseys look good too, with AP and Jared Allen and those guys. The Vikings have always had good jerseys. That's the only thing they were good for. I'm not going to lie, MP, you're burning down the kitchen. I think the white jerseys with the red pants goes well. I don't know about the helmets, but I think the jersey and pants go kind of well. I think it looked better with the regular burgundy helmet. We've already had 2 surprising results in the NFC. Can we get a third? We have not really watched... I don't think we've watched the Vikings yet this year. They've been good throughout the duration of the entire season, led by, of course, Coleridge, Bernard, Stroud, the fourth. But it'll be Washington who starts off with the ball. Honestly, I feel like the black helmets with these jerseys look not half bad in-game. They honestly look good. Close up, it looks weird, but far away, I think it's a good look. So here's Macaroni and Cheese Jones. Have we watched them at all in OFL? We definitely have. We have not this year. But I know we did. I remember watching them against the Lions a few seasons back when the Lions were relevant. Had the Vikings made the playoffs before this year? I don't think they have. I know all 4 teams have won the NFC North. They've alternated the championships. And I don't think the Vikings have ever made it as a wild card. I think this is their first playoff team. Which is weird because they're always at the top of the league in terms of payroll. Which I guess with a Naruto team, you shouldn't really be surprised by that. I wish the game still had those Washington throwback jerseys with the spear. Those jerseys were hard. They gave off like Florida State vibes. They were nice. Here's Najee Harris. Well-known OFL wide receiver Najee Harris, who can also play a little running back too. Does Najee Harris still have Superstar in Madden 24? If he does, that'd be kind of funny. I broke the chat. I don't know what you're doing, buddy. I guess that's what happens when you're boozed up after finally winning a playoff game. Fumble! Washington has it, though. Third and 3. Short throw, first down for the wide receiver himself, Najee Harris. Against the team who he became a wide receiver with. The meme originated last year when he was on my team with the Vikings. I can't remember. Did I draft Najee or did I trade for him? I don't remember drafting him, but I feel like I had him the whole time. Second and 10. There's a solid play. Gets him about 5. Now it's a 3rd and 5. There's Najee Harris again. Who would have guessed? To the 19. It's been a busy start for Najee Harris. Najee Harris is basically like the Austin Eckler of our league. The last time we watched the Vikings in a while... No, we watched them at least one time before this year. I don't know if it was more than once or twice, but we've watched them before. I could have sworn there was a game in Detroit. I think it was with Minnesota. I could not tell you who their quarterback was because them, the Steamers, and the Nighthawks trade off quarterbacks seemingly every year. But I definitely remember watching them at least once. I remember Benny Snell going off for Detroit. It might have been that game. We've definitely seen the Oilers before because they made the playoffs the first year. Or no, that would be the second year. Yeah, that was the second, because they won their division. But they lost to the Texans in the wildcard round. How much money for you to play your backup quarterback? Kyle McCord would beat you guys by 20. Wide open! Touchdown for the Commies! It's Olave from the Saints with the quick score on 3rd and like 18. He was going 70 and a 30. That's why he had all that separation on the corner. I don't even know if he was that wide open. I just had to make the joke. Was he wide open? Did he get... Oh, no, he was... That was burnt toast. Never mind, he was. He had like 3 steps on him. He really was going 70 and a 30. Jeez, that corner got burnt. And so the Vikings will start at the 18 as we get a look at none other than Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV out of the Ohio State University. It's time for my glorious King Pookie Bear, C.J. Stroud, to play football. Oh, that's allowed, but when I say that about Cade Cunningham, it's not. What is going on, Troy? Welcome on in. Minnesota, that might be the worst spelling of Minnesota I've ever seen. Lacks cornerbacks. I mean, I guess so. That one corner got cooked. I'm used to watching A.J. Terrell losing playoff games in Viking jerseys, so this is nothing new. I've seen Minnesota Viking OFL corners lose playoff games before. Stroud goes downfield. Nice catch at the 36 by Zayden Sparks. Is this the last season? The plan is for one more season after this one that hopefully will move fairly quick. Not much for Saquon. 3rd and 6. What does Coleridge have up his sleeve here? He's under pressure. On the run, and it is Saquon Barkley. Are they going to give him forward progress? They do. He definitely was past the first down marker, but he was also pushed back and stayed back for a good few seconds. So, I don't know. That's an interesting call. Saquon Barkley, the guy Octi forgot was a person for about 5 minutes. That was funny. I don't know how I forgot he was a person, but yeah, he's here in Minnesota, and he's pretty good. I was gonna, but I was like, nah, someone like Danny's gonna beat me with my offer. You could have driven up the price. Made it harder for Danny to get him. Why would Danny even need him? His corners are like pretty good. They have James Bradford and DeAndre Dixon. They don't need a corner. We've watched Bryce Young and now C.J. Stroud this stream. And we're going to watch Anthony Richardson's... Wait, is he still on the Steelers? No. He's somewhere else now. He's not starting wherever he is. But we might see Anthony Richardson on like a sideline. You remember when Octi had Antonio Gibson as his running back? When did I have Antonio Gibson? Why would I choose for my running back to be... Oh, wait, no, that was last year. And then I did trade for Najee. Oh. I was going to say, I don't remember drafting Najee Harris last year. I forgot I had Antonio Gibson. Why did I pick Antonio Gibson? Huh, what a weird pick. Huh, oh well. I forgot about that, yeah. Wasn't he, like, pretty good? But in short yardage situations, he was awful. Whenever it's a 3rd and 1, that was basically the end of the drive for us. And that's why I got Najee Harris, because he was a good short yardage guy. I forgot about that, yeah. Was that intercepted? Oh, no, that's a touchdown for the offense. Jerry Jeudy. I thought that was picked. There was like 3 Washington defenders in the area. They should have got that. But it's the Vikings who tied at 7. And now we get to see the commies for drive number 2. So far, so good for the offenses. I have an 11% winning. You guys have made it 9 times. That doesn't feel right. I don't think you guys have made it 9 times. I think you've made it like 6. I picked sniped somebody. Well, you picked right next to me. So you probably pick sniped me. I remember you pick sniped me multiple times last year. I know I wanted JOK. You stole him. I think you pick sniped Christian Barmore from me as well. I feel like there was one guy I got from you, but I know you had the upper hand. Yeah, I remember, because I drafted like 3 or 4 commies pretty early last year. Terry McLaurin was my second round pick. I had Cam Curl last year. He was a dog. And I had Antonio Gibson. Did I pick Gibson in the 4th round? Was he that good in Madden 22? Jeez. I rebuilt the Bears to a 92 overall. They probably still lose to our Bills team by about 30. Hell, even the Bengals are higher. I think we're a 93. I want to say we're second. I don't know who else would be a 93. I feel like Dallas is lower. The Texans, I think, are like a 91. I know Seattle's not that high. I know the Dreadnoughts are not that high. That's someone's grandma. Jeez. Washington's having a nice drive. I feel like their first drive, they kind of started off slow. But now the Washington offense is in a groove. They've got it going now. There's McCorkle over to Brandon Ayuk. He gets 20. I picked sniped JOK, Jamin Davis, and Barmore. And I picked sniped... Oh, you wanted Josh Allen? Huh, that's funny. I forgot, we picked next to each other 2 years in a row. That's funny. And wait, you also technically... Wait, who had Myles Garrett last year? I had Myles Garrett last year. Right? Or was that you? No, that was me. Yeah, I had Myles Garrett last year. Because I think I had 4, and you had 5, right? So technically, that's a pick snipe. Although Nick Bosa was probably better, so... Myles Garrett's been, like, a little disappointing on my teams 2 years in a row. He hasn't been, like, bad, but, like... Well, I mean, last year he was in the MVP race, so never mind. I take that back. He's been kind of bled this season, but last year he was in the MVP race, so I'm not going to call him disappointing. That's rude. But yeah, picking high is fun. Picking late isn't as fun. Although, who doesn't love some good old I chase young kids? 3rd and 1, play action. They could have easily ran for the first down. They had the rushing lane wide open. Ooh, they're going to go for it. Interesting. I thought they were going to toss it. Good play call, good touchdown. For James Robinson. I thought they were going to toss that to Najee Harris, and that would be the end of the drive. And Minnesota played for the toss, too, because, well, that's what this game does. So, again, the middle of the field was wide open, and James Robinson's like, don't mind if I do. So Washington leads at 14-7. This game's going to be like 90-87. I will bet you a lot of money that it's not 90-87. Just going to go out on a limb there. So now it's time for the Vikings to clap back. So far, it's been all offense, which is quite the contrary from the first watch game, where there was, like, no offense. It's time for my glory. The meat riding is crazy. 3rd and 2. Play action. Stroud under pressure. He is sacked. Is that Dakota Holman? No, that's Sam Hubbard. Wow, this team has a lot of white edge rushers. And when I say a lot, I mean like 3. Which is still kind of a lot. I scored a beautiful halfback toss with Gibbs last night against Todd. I cannot wait for Madden 24 when halfback tosses work. And of course it's going to work with Jahmyr Gibbs. because he's that guy. Are we going to get a what a punt? Oh, that looks good. Down at the 5. What a punt for the Vikings. So Washington does not have the greatest of field position, but their offense has looked quite good today. As that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. He had 100 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Salute. Shout out Jahmyr Gibbs. He's him. Third and 1. I'm expecting a pass here. I wouldn't mind a run. It's not like you're battling against the clock yet. It is a pass. And why even listen to me? It works. Well-known, motivated football player Chase Claypool with like 13. First and 10. Here's Mack. Solid throw. Najee Harris, the wide receiver, to the 41. Seamo's offense in FGFL is so many scrappy, hard-working, blue-collar white guys. If we don't win the division, let's get a worthy team in there. Of course, it's the 49ers with all the white guys because they don't have plenty of those in real life. The 49ers locker room has probably been confused with the January 6th roster at least 3 times. Second and 10. Gain of about 8. And now it's a 3rd and 2. So now they are kind of battling against the clock. They only have around a minute. But they also have good field position. And 2 timeouts. And Mack is in the zone. He is Najee wide open. Yeah, that's about as easy of a read as you'll make. Najee has at least 4, maybe 5 catches so far, which is probably the least surprising thing of this entire stream, which doesn't say much because there have been some weird results today. That has not been one of them. I think Mack is out of the zone. That's odd timing. Oh, no, he's still in the zone. Never mind. A lot of short throws. It's working, but eventually they're going to have to grow some balls. 10 seconds, they use their last timeout. I think they're going to kick now. I don't see a reason to keep wasting time. Take the points. Make it a double-digit lead. The offense has been really good, so there's no reason not to. It's not like you're in Buffalo. You should make the kick. And it's good. So the Commies are going to lead by 10. Yeah, where are the haters at? That's a great question. Where are the haters at? They called me a sim. Didn't you say you only wanted to be a sim merchant? Congrats on the win, though. Good win, for sure. Of course, the Nighthawks will play against the winner of this game, which currently is the Washington Commanders. They lead 17-7. Now, the Vikings do start with the ball in the second half, so they've got an opportunity to bring themselves back into the game. Minnesota's offense has been pretty solid, but Washington's offense has just been too much. They're moving too fast down the field. Mac Jones has had his way. Me versus Frank. That's cinema. If Nick doesn't make the OFL Bowl, that means we're going to have one of Hector, Frank, MP, or Naruto make it. Dear God. I'm pulling up every screenshot in the book. As you should, I guess. Hear me out. No, I'm not hearing you out. I'm just not interested. Eagles Dreads was a better game than any OFL Bowl ever. How many OFL Bowls have you watched? Like 4, 5, maybe 6? The answer is no. Because nothing will ever beat OFL Bowl 5. 4 was fire. The tipped catch by Keenan Allen last year was fire. The game we had last year was fire with the Bills and the Dreadnoughts. That's up at the top. So there's 4 right off the bat. 28-0 does not clear. No. That was not exciting. That was a beatdown. We can't really say your game was more exciting than like any good OFL Bowl because we only watched 6 minutes. That Bengals team did have the Avengers or whatever. Yeah, our team was very good. It's not like we were bad. We just got beat down pretty bad. First down. Here's a shot from Stroud. It's broken up. Good defense. Second and 10. Short throw. Nearly a first down. But not quite. Now it's 3rd and inches. If they toss it, that would be kind of funny. They're going to toss it to the right. That'd be hilarious. Oh, it's a throw. And they got it. 9 for 11 with 91 yards. Do I make a joke or do I not make the joke? I'm going to refrain myself and not say anything. Saquon gets maybe a yard. Second and 9. Stroud was under pressure from both sides, but he gets it to Mr. Barkley, who brings it to the 17. I need a formal apology. Why me? Why do I need to write the essay? There's like 5 or 6 people at least who were louder with the disrespect. That was the agreement. Did we agree to this? I feel like we actually might have. There's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah with a sack for a loss of 8. It looked like he almost kind of hesitated too, but there was nobody blocking him. He's flying in the backfield on the linebacker blitz. That might be some of the worst spelling I've ever seen. I'm not even going to try to say that. 3rd and 14 now. Washington scored on a 3rd and 18 earlier in this area of the field. Flag. I think it's going to be a hold on the offense. Do we sim playoff games if they are blowouts, not including the OFL Bowl? So in the playoffs, the sim rules are the same as any regular season game. It is a hold. They should accept that. Why did they decline it? I'll get back to my point in a second. Why would you decline that? That's so stupid. Another flag. If they get called for a hold, that's too funny. Minnesota got it, and then they get a hold. So they're just going to kick a field goal after all that. That's hilarious. So it's 17-10 after all. It's like none of the holds happened. But, where was I? Yes. The sim rules for any playoff game are the same as the regular season. We don't sim the OFL Bowl, although I wish we simmed 28-0, because we could have put me out of my misery a little bit earlier. But for the playoffs, it's the same as the regular season. Unless we want to make our own executive decision. Although I will say for the playoffs, we're more likely to hop in earlier than a regular season game. But the rules to sim are pretty much the same, yeah. Check OFL General. Okay. All right. I'll do it. Mac's still in the zone. It's going to be from ChatGPT. Oh, believe me, I'm thinking about it. Although Frank only wants a paragraph, I can knock that out in like 2 minutes. But I feel like a chat GPT essay would be funnier. Second and 5. They get 5. Najee Harris again. Shocker. His 7th catch of the game. How does he only have 27 yards? I feel like he's had a couple, like, catches of at least 10. There's, like, at least 2 that I'm thinking of. I get the others were dump-offs, but I would have thought he would have had, like, 50 by now. Back to Najee. He gets 3 more. This Vikings defense gives me pain. Yeah, they have not been very good today. The flats have literally been wide open the entire game. Did you see Najee? There was nobody near him. Now, this gets them more yards, so I guess it works out. Good play by Mack and Ayuk. But the Vikings are only covering the middle of the field. There's Najee with plenty of room. Shrugs off the tackle and gets it to the 4. Washington's offense looks like an unstoppable machine today. Everybody's eating. Including Pokemon. What did you miss? So this is the 3rd game today. The Nighthawks closed out Seattle, and the Geagles upset the Dreadnoughts. In real life, do I think Ayuk could make the All-Pro team? That's a really good question. I don't think he's on pace to make it, but I think it's possible. Obviously, Tyreek gets the edge. A.J. Brown's probably been the 2nd best overall receiver in the league this year, so he would get the edge. How many receivers make the first team? Would it be 2 or 3? If it's 2, those 2 guys are the 2 choices. Goodbye, Domingo Herman. Oh, no. Domingo Herman threw a perfect game. Why are they cutting him? Wink, wink. There's Josh Uche with the sack. Washington's going to have it to kick a field goal and open up the 4th quarter. They'll be up by 2 scores regardless, though. So not a bad drive. It's 3. Okay. I don't think he makes the first team. Here, let me just get some numbers just so I can have a reference point. Kick is good. And so it is 20-10. Puka's 3rd in yard. I don't think Puka makes an All-Pro team. Respectfully. Some guys who I would say likely... Wow, Jefferson's still in 14th? Jesus Christ. But some guys who I think probably have the edge as of now would be Diggs, DJ, Amon-Ra, Jamar Chase. I would put Keenan Allen ahead. Maybe Devontae Adams. And that's probably it. Unless somebody pops off down the stretch, which is obviously possible. So Ayuk has some work to do. He's probably been like 7th or 8th in terms of receivers this year. Or in terms of All-Pro chances. So it's definitely possible. As CJ gets the cavalry sent for him. And is finished off by Sam Hubbard. Big 3rd down and 17 for the Vikings. And they get like 15. I think they're probably going to punt it here. Do you punt it or do you go? I think it's a little too early, but I also feel like the Vikings haven't had a lot go right for them recently, so I wouldn't mind it, but they will just punt. I guess with how the offense has been for Washington, I probably would go for it. Are we going to get a punt? Oh, close one. Lucky bounce for the Commies. That was a couple yards shy. So Washington can turn this into a sim, depending on how this drive goes. They already are ahead by 10. Mack is still in the zone. Will the Vikings cover the flats? Well, they won't have to on this play. I assume we'll see a lot of Najee Harris this possession. Play action. Mack connects. That's Brandon Ayuk to the 46. Is Minnesota's defense going to wake up? Washington has scored every drive. Every single drive. That's pretty good. This team looks like they can match up with anybody. And they needed the final week of the year to get a playoff spot. They were like this close to not getting in. We need a Hector MP NFC Championship. That'd be something. Hector versus his one friend. Jesus. You didn't have to say it. Najee to the 40. He's over 100. I think he was already over 100 before that carry, to be fair. But he's over 100. I disagree. Well, of course you do. There's Brandon Ayuk again. He's having himself a big second half to the 27. And along with Washington just moving it effortlessly down the field, the clock is ticking as well. They're not in chew clock, though. They're in, like, let's score more points mode. Here's Mack in the flats again to the 21. Not going to say anything. Going to stay humble. I respect it. Second and 4. Another easy first down. It is not looking good for the Vikings. May Allah be with you during our battle. Hector has turned from trash talking to trying to be polite. What is happening? Second and 9. McCorkle. Looking for the end zone. He won't get Najee. If Najee was a true elite receiver, he makes that play. Hope the Ravens win by 40. I agree. I hope they do too. I don't want to play Buffalo. I want to wait. I'd rather someone else beat them because I don't think we are. Two-minute warning. Washington doesn't get it, so the Vikings are continuing to hang on for dear life. Littlejaw versus Nick Bull. Who says no? I think that'd be great. I think Littlejaw beating the Cowboys would be hilarious. I hope it happens. Thank God they didn't get it so we can drag this game on. I mean, we're only going to drag it on for a couple minutes, unless the Vikings do something cool. In that case, that'd be kind of fun. Who doesn't like cool? But Littlejaw wins. Exactly. That would be beautiful. Honestly, Littlejaw against any of the coaches in the NFC would be hilarious in their own right. Littlejaw versus Hector would just be ironic. Littlejaw versus Frank would be cinema. And then Littlejaw beating Nick would be beautiful. We are both praying for a Ravens win. Yes, we are. If the Ravens win and we win, we would play each other, which obviously, that's a lot easier said than done, but it is worth noting. Nick versus Octi rematch, but I win by 94.6 points. Who says no? I like that. I'm in. 3rd and 11. Okay, I see you, CJ. Keeping it alive. They only have 2 timeouts, though. So realistically, they get it. They need an onside kick, and that's not going to help. Crosby can't finish him off, but Sam Hubbard will instead. And we're down to 45 seconds. Another sack. Crosby does finish him off on 2nd down. And now it's 3rd and 26. CJ deep. Nope. And it comes down to this. Play action. I'm sure that really fooled them. On 2nd and 19 with a minute left, Washington was totally expecting run. CJ goes deep. Tipped. Boink. Boink. Incomplete. And the Commies are going to finish them off. They will win it 23-10, so the Commies will play the Nighthawks, and the Geagles will play the Cowboys. What an interesting group of coaches still alive in the NFC. Nick, Frank, MP, and Hector. That is a group. We'll just leave it at that. That right tackle is poverty. He's getting beat every rep. That'll happen when you're faced off against Max Crosby. Not everybody can be Penei Sewell, okay? So a good win here for Washington. Mac Jones and C.J. Stroud were both solid. Stroud had the better passer rating, but I feel like Mac Jones was, like, better. Made more big throws. Najee Harris was really impressive. So was Brandon Ayuk. Obviously a lot of sacks. Whoa, 16 tackles. That's a lot. 3 sacks for Crosby, 2 for Hubbard. I feel like Hubbard was better. Simcast both now. Have to eat dinner, so we sim my game next. We get to save the Bengals for the last one. Whoop-de-doo. Let's see who the random number generator would have picked anyway. We can still simcast your game. Oh, it would have picked your game anyway. Okay. All right, let's get our user. Our user is going to be the Steelers. Did we do your game? No, our game is going to be the last one. We get to save the best for last, or we just don't rip off the Band-Aid for 2 hours. Which is not what I wanted, but here we are. They need to investigate the Vikings' tackles and defense for money laundering, racketeering, what? And tax fraud. Yes, our game. I mean both of our games. Yes, that's what I'm referring to your game. Don't worry. Let's tie. Let's both move on. How about both of these teams lose and both us and the Raiders move on? Who says no? All right, Lenny wants the Bumblebees, and we can pick for the Ravens. Where are the Bumblebees? Why do these controllers run out so fast? There we go. Is it the 75th? That's not the Bumblebees. That's the Bumblebees. Okay. And then for Baltimore, do we want white, purple, or black? Honestly, I feel like with the Bumblebees, I feel like it'd be cool to have like the black ones. Yeah, that's my vote. I'm back. Jinx. Racketeering is the act of acquiring a business through illegal activity, operating a business with illegally derived income, or a business to commit illegal acts. Okay. Black or full purple, and my vote's for black. Do we have any objection? Justin Fields and watched is not top 1 of all time. Bees versus purple. Here's all purple. Here's the Ravens' regular purple, and we can give them purple pants. Yeah, let's do purple. Where are the purple pants? There they are. Yeah, I feel like with the regular home jersey, this looks clean. We can do that. Alrighty, on to Simcast game number 2. We've gone through the 3 NFC games, and now it's time for the 3 AFC games, and we will start off with an AFC North rivalry between the Ravens and the Steelers. Now, the Ravens beat the Steelers last week, I think in Pittsburgh, to clinch a playoff spot. And now they're going to play against the Steelers again. Can they beat them again? Is the question. If the Ravens win, they will have a date with Buffalo in the divisional round. If the Steelers win, they'll play against the highest seeded team left, which would be either the Texans if they win, or the winner of the Bengals and the Raiders game. Can we watch our game anyways? I wish, but we did not get enough votes. F in the chat. I don't want to play Buffalo, so go Ravens. That's a good start. We've seen the Steelers play in 2 versus 7 games in the AFC before as they get a touchdown of their own. But the Steelers were the 7th seed back in year 1. We were the 2 seed, and the Steelers won that game. Off of the Simcast. I think that's the only playoff game of the Bengals that's been Simcasted until today. Steelers get stopped on the goal line. They have to settle for a field goal, but they are winning. 3rd and 8. Nope. 49-yarder is good, and we are tied at 10. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Watch would be cinema. Well, if they beat us, you'll still get to see him in Watched, which, I mean, hopefully they don't, but I'm not sleeping on them. The Raiders got a solid squad. Steelers ahead by 7 with a touchdown. Steelers get it quickly back. They do nothing with it. They get it back again to start the 3rd quarter, and they kick a field goal, so they're up by 10. Big drive for the Ravens, and they will have to settle for 3. It is a one-score game, though. And we're now in the 4th quarter. Steelers with a touchdown. They lead by 14. Ravens get stopped. Steelers do nothing, though. Can Baltimore score? They're moving slowly. They need to pick up the pace. 4th and 9. They get 12 to Njoku. 11 for Swift. 9 for Dameon Pierce. Now at the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 1. They get Dante Demas for 4. Mike Morris sacks Justin Fields, Ohio State on Michigan. 3rd and goal. Gain of 5. 4th and goal. Incomplete. And the Steelers should be able to finish it off. Or maybe not. Darius Slayton for 29. Swift for 3, and they won't get another playoff. So the Pittsburgh Steelers win it 27-13. And they are moving on to the 2nd round, where they will host either Houston, Cincinnati, or Las Vegas. Justin Fields' pass thrown away. Did he pull off a Mac Jones? So the Ravens' Cinderella potential run will not happen. They're unable to beat the Steelers 2 weeks in a row. Hayden Callaway in his first playoff game was pretty good. He outplayed Justin Fields, which I guess isn't the hardest thing in the world to do. Kelvin Pickney was pretty good. Fields ran it well. Rafael Meadows scored twice. Sky Moore with a big game. That's something. All right, now it's time for our final watched game of the day. We've seen quite a few teams make their OFL 23 playoff debuts. They would be the Vikings, the Nighthawks, and I guess that's it. But we've got one more. The New York Jets, Jets. Little John and the Jets have not made it to the playoffs until now. And they've got a tough battle upcoming. The Houston Texans, who have looked quite good and watched. And as I say that, I'm realizing that they're 1-2. But I feel like they've passed the eye test. And they were my pick to win the OFL Bowl here for the playoffs. Lands on 1, so we will user the Jets. Everybody is rooting for you. I agree. I would rather play against the Steelers than the Bills. But I can't worry about that. We got to worry about beating the Raiders. A Jets miracle run would be fun. If we don't go far, the Texans are a team who I would like to see make a run. But a little job playoff run probably might be even more fun. If we don't win the bowl, the number 1 team on my list is probably the Jets. That would be cinema. Give us the older, all greenish. I'm in need of a playoff run. The Raiders are in need of one. Have the Raiders won a playoff game this year? I don't think so. Have they even made it? Has the AFC West flip-flop winners? Now that I think so, yeah. Because the Raiders didn't win it last year. I think the AFC West is like the NFC North, where every team has won. But older green color rush. Would it be this? Yes. With black helmets. That's hard. That's a sick jersey combo. I'm not even going to lie. Color rush with red helmets. Okay. That goes hard, too. This is going to be a fun jersey game. Our third and final watch game of the day. The Houston Texans, who have made the playoffs in all 4 seasons, are going to be facing off against the New York Jets, Jets. The Texans are coming off a disappointing season last year where they lost in the wild card round to the Bengals. And now they're facing off against Little Jaw's Jets, who have not made the playoffs yet until now. The last time we saw a Little Jaw-led team in the playoffs, I think that was when Justin Fields had that miraculous comeback with the Niners, or that might have been the second to last. No, I think that would be the last time. So it's been quite a while since Little Jaw's team has made the playoffs, but they finally done it with Desmond Ridder leading the way. Fire versus fire unis. Can we have both of these teams win just so these combos can be used again? If we lose, at least we lose in style. Don't feel like I've ever had a bad roster, just Sim screwed me over a few times. You guys have definitely been close a number of times. Last year, you guys had no business not winning that division with the Snowhawks. How did Portland win that division last year? That will never make sense to me. So Houston will start off with the ball. They've got some good players on their offense. Lamar Jackson, who I believe is the best quarterback in the entire league because he's been so consistent year in, year out. This year, no different. Sean Tucker's pretty good. In case you haven't heard. Zach Waller is one of the best receivers in the league. George Kittle's cool. Christian Watson's cool. Ben Mixon's cool. Yeah, these jerseys look even better in the game. This is so clean. Aura versus Aura. And we'll start with play action. Zach Wilson has that dog in him. Is the dog like a Chihuahua? Just void the Bengals and the Raiders and have both the Texans and Jets advance. How about instead, our divisional round is these two teams and then the Bengals and the Raiders, and we just knock off the Steelers and the Bills? Who says no? I think that'd be fun. From the 40, Sean Tucker. His first carry of the game. He was my OFL, or his second carry of the game. My OFL Bowl MVP prediction, because that'd be fun. If the Texans win, I hope it's because of Sean Tucker. I have some agendas to push. 2nd and 6. Lamar's got Tucker again. And he gets nothing. Are we doing awards tonight or nah? We will do awards as soon as I can carve out like a 30-minute block to put the ballot together, which I envision will be soon. It should have been after week 18, but you see, sometimes people have brain farts. And I had a brain fart. I've seen some Chihuahuas with more first carry dog in it than Zach Wilson. Will it be tonight? The goal is within the next 24 hours. Just let me make the award. I mean, if you want to, sure, that's fine. As long as, like, the players you put on are reasonable, then, yeah, sure. I think didn't Nick Nader put it together last year? I feel like he did. So, yeah, sure, that's fine. 2nd and 8, the Texans' offense is looking pretty good so far. All 5 MVP spots are reserved for Kyle McCord. Can I pick the other option? 3rd and 3. I don't know what he was thinking there. 6 of 6, but with 24 yards. I don't know about that, Johnny. 42-yard field goal for EA sucks. The big boy is good. And the Texans lead it 3-0. Just give me a few names to write down. Yeah, I can help you out. Hugo has turned the Raiders around, so he has to be in the conversation. Hugo has been good. I don't know if I would say he's been like top 5 QB good. He's been a good story, but I don't know if I would say he's like in the upper echelon with like Hurts and Lamar and those guys in that reign, if you will. Here's Desmond Ridder in his first year with the Jets. Quietly, could be in the MVP conversation himself. Hugo replaced Cocky, so no. Mac Jones is another guy who belongs to the upper echelon, yes. Ridder, arguably. And there are some other ones, too. Mahomes' numbers are good enough, but, I mean, he was traded and still missed the playoffs. Ridder off his back foot on the first play of the game, incomplete. I thought he might have had something there. J-E-T, yes, Jets. Play action under a lot of pressure. Breaks the tackle, but it's still brought down. Isaiah Simmons was the one. I think he had the initial hit. That might have been one of the rookies who finished him off. Yeah, 99 I think is Rashawn Gary. And then I think that would have probably been Aquiz Geronimo, who also was there as well. 3rd and 15. Oh, there's a big play for the Jets. They get 19 in the hands of Breece Hall. 99 is Q, okay. And then Rashawn Gary is... Oh, he's 52. There he is, okay. Ridder goes short. CeeDee Lamb tells the defender to CeeDee's nuts as he gets 7. The Jets have added quite a bit to this offense over the past season or so with Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb, but they're taking on a nasty front unit. The Texans have a good back end, but it's the pass rush that could really win them, not just this game, but lead them to a run. With Gary, Quinn Williams, and these rookies, who are not your ordinary rookies. First quarter almost over already. The 3 watch games went by so fast. I feel like this game has been the slowest, and it's still been really fast. Breece Hall gets nothing on his first carry. He had the big catch earlier, but that's his first run play. 2nd and 10. Oh, that should have been not only an interception, he was going to house that too. The Jets just dodged a bullet. That's 6. 3rd and 10, broken up. Good play in the secondary by Tre'Davious White. MVP, I'm thinking Lamar, Dak, Mack, maybe Hurts, maybe Mahomes, maybe Flight, maybe Ridder. I'm good with that group. Yeah, no complaints. I don't think there's any non-quarterbacks who deserve it this year. What an awful punt, by the way. What a shank. Down at the 31. You could have really pinned him deep. The Jets have gotten a couple breaks, but that was... Ugh. Not good. The Texans' offense has taken it slow and steady so far, but they do look very good overall in the first quarter. Their first drive was efficient. Need to see Lamar throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field, but we know he's capable of it. Big 3rd and 2, though, to start the second quarter. I assume they won't get it off in time. So the Texans lead 3-0. Slow start for Houston's offense, but they have been very efficient. While the Jets are lucky that it's only 3-0 with a near Desmond Ridder pick 6. Oh boy, I'm thinking Mixon, JT, Barkley, QJ, maybe K9, Chubb or Godwin. I would probably throw in maybe a couple more receivers. I don't know if I would say there have been like that many great running backs this year. Mixon for sure, JT for sure. I don't know if there's any other like locks. Nick Chubb, if he played the whole year, would be a lock. But I don't know if I'm putting him in after missing 4 games. I think there's an argument. And then a wide receiver, obviously Quentin Johnston's the number 1. I think there's a couple other guys. Barkley, did he have 23 touchdowns? Damn. If his yards per carry was good enough, then yeah, I guess maybe that is a lock. I didn't realize he had 23. For offensive and defensive player of the year, you can put 6. 6 is fine. Deep ball, incomplete, no flag. Barkley had 5.8. Yeah, that's not bad. 3rd and 10. Lamar goes short. That's not going to do it. Sean Tucker only gets 6. Olave might be one of those receivers who makes the race, yeah. So let's see what the Jets can do here in drive number 2. Their first drive was not so good. And already a quick start here for Breece Hall. Why is Jordan Love coaching Ritter? That's a good question. Trey White is in the zone. If I was Desmond Ritter, I probably just wouldn't throw the ball that way. There's a big play. I think that's the rookie, Aquiz Geronimo. Forcing a loss of 3. He's made a couple plays so far. Back to Breece. Breaks a tackle. He gets 8. And so now it is a 3rd and 5. Big play here for the Jets. So many decoy contenders. Yeah, there's a lot of choices. I feel like there isn't like that clear winner, though. Good stop by Houston. The Jets ran the screen. The Texans quickly sent the pressure. And the Jets didn't have enough guys in front of Breece Hall for Ritter to really make that play. Are we going to get a what a punt? Oh, my God. What a beauty. Down at the 1. So the Texans get the stop, but they're backed up at the 1 yard line. Okay, maybe more like the 1.5 yard line, but still. Nick Constantino with a boot. Sean Tucker makes up a lot of the yardage already. He gets around 5. That puts the Texans in position to throw it. Lamar is incomplete. Good coverage. He was under some pressure there, too. Good job to get rid of it when he did. Now it's a 3rd and 5. And they will get it. That's Zach Lawler for about 6. It's not Carlton, it's Charlton. Bacher said it's Charlton, so that's what it is. Get it right. Here's Sean Tucker. Good run. He is pleased to gain 7. Play action. Another first down for Lawler again. Lamar has gone downfield more since the first drive. It hasn't really worked. It did that play, though. I mean, I guess you consider that downfield. I mean, he threw it like a total of about 11 yards. But that's farther than he's been throwing it. 2nd and 8. There's a nice downfield throw, and that'll go for a big first down. Who's 18? That's not Mixon. Oh, that's Hannah. Wasn't he good against the Commies? I feel like he was. Lamar Jackson's in the zone now, and as we've seen with quarterbacks, Mac Jones in the last game, it can take him a while to get out of it. Steven Hannah. Okay, his name is Steven. Good to know. Play action. Lamar rolls out to the right, and he throws it away. So now it's a 3rd and 8. Wow, we're already almost at the 2-minute warning. These games have zipped by. Lamar dances around. He's going downfield. Incomplete. No flag. Good coverage. Why are they kicking? Oh, because it's EA sucks. He might actually make this. 59-yarder. I would almost still punt it, even though this guy's the kicking version of Jesus. Oh, he might have got it. Oh, he did not. That had the distance. But it's wide, I think, to the left. Holy PI. There was definitely some contact on that last play. The Jets dodge another bullet with arguably a missed flag, and B, a missed kick. They're down 3-0. I feel like they should be down more. So because they're only down 3-0, they've got a chance to capitalize. Oh, you missed EA Sucks missing a kick. I'm sorry to hear that, because EA Sucks doesn't miss very often. It's a rare miss. You don't get to see those every day. 3rd and inches. You're in 2-down territory. If you don't get it, unless there's like a sack or something. It is broken up, quick throw, and they are going to go for it, as they should. 4th and inches at the 41. And they got it. Breece Hall breaks a tackle, and he gets like 12. Who started with the ball? Didn't the Texans start with the ball? It would be... It'd feel weird if the Jets had the lead and start with the ball, because they in no way should be winning. But here we are. They've got a real shot here nearing the red zone. As it's now 2nd and 4, minute left and 2 timeouts. Ritter's got Hall, who sends the defender flat on his back to the 16. Breece Hall's had a good game. He's made some nice plays. The other receivers have been quiet, though. CeeDee Lamb has like 1 catch. Cooper Kupp, I think, has 0. Ridder sacked on 1st down. Devin White and friends with a loss of 11. That's a gigantic play for the Texans. That's big. That's going to waste a lot of time unless they call time, which they won't. Dragons legend. Shout out. Ridder backs up. He's going deep for the end zone. It is caught by CeeDee Lamb. And the Jets are going to have the lead. I could kind of tell... Oh, God. Really that quick? I just unplugged it 10 seconds ago. Because something else was low. There we go. Apologies. So the Jets take the lead. CeeDee Lamb in double coverage comes down with it because neither corner makes a play on the ball. They just stood there. The Jets are winning in a playoff game. I don't believe it. In a game that they should not be winning in. But here we are. I have been impressed with the Jets defense, though, especially the secondary. It's a quick game, and I thought you had to quit. Yeah, I would be mad if that was the case. That'd be not good. So the Texans have 15 seconds. It's probably not enough to do anything. You do have all 3 timeouts, so I guess it's worth a shot. But oh, fumble! And it's picked up by the Jets! Oh, my! If this stands, that opens this game up in a major way for the Jets. Wow! He should have just knelt it in the end zone to begin with so they could have 15 seconds instead of 12. Or maybe not knelt it because he caught it outside, but let it go. Now the question is, was the return man down? He was not! I thought they were going to review that. Wow! There's only 7 seconds, though. They do have a timeout. And it's a screen. Okay, so they just want the 3 points, which, I mean, you weren't really expecting these 3 points. It's kind of house money. So, I guess it's fine. So with that, the New York Jets should be able to take a 10-3 lead into halftime, and they start with the ball in the second half. And again, the Jets haven't really been all that impressive today, but they're up by 7. This was my OFL Bowl pick. What's happening? What a wild card round. No pun intended. Still another half to go, but like on one hand, you got to assume the Texans are going to start playing better because we know what this team is capable of. But on the other hand, the Jets are playing poorly and they're still winning. So if they figure it out, who knows? I'm very curious to see how the second half goes. Justin Tucker, there's a Sean Tucker. The best player on both of these teams' last names is Tucker. My bracket is in shambles. My bracket's been in shambles. Ritter is sacked. Quiz Geronimo, the rookie, has been maybe the best player for the Texans tonight. He has been really impressive. 59, I think that's the other rookie, Matthias Zerberg, there as well. As the Texans have the momentum bar. I don't know how they do, but they do. Here's Ritter. Short throw. Good play by Tre'Davious White to not give him any room. Your left tackle is holding every play. He probably thinks the pass rusher is Aiden Hutchinson. Because Aiden Hutchinson knows a thing or two about getting held. Yeah, there's a lot of grabbing there now that you say that. They don't get the first down. CeeDee Lamb gains 11. Tre'Davious White brings him down again. So the Texans are only down by 7. Considering how the last 3 minutes have gone for them, I suppose it could be worse. Good kick, though. Does not get a friendly bounce, though. It'll be in the end zone for a touchback. The Texans have 3 points today. You got to assume they're going to figure it out at some point. This offense is too good not to. Lamar Jackson's in the zone. Sean Tucker's a dog. Zach Lawler's a dog. My left tackle is Cordell Volson. Well, that explains a lot. Who's the punter? The punter is Nick Constantino. Is that how you say his name? Cordell Volson, Cowboy legend. This offensive line went from having Quentin Nelson to these guys, including Cordell Volson. Shout out Quentin Nelson. Without him, we might not have Daniel Godley. Keyword is might. There's a chance I would have figured it out anyway. From the 40, Lamar's in the zone. As it's a gain of about 8. He's been in the zone since like the end of the first quarter. Is Watson hurt? Oh, yeah. Isn't Christian Watson hurt? I forgot about that. He is hurt. I don't think he's going to be out far past this round. But I do think he's hurt. No wonder Stephen Hanna's been playing. That explains so much. I'm like 98% sure he is injured. As Lamar throws it away on 3rd and inches. 4th and inches at the 50. It's the playoffs, man. You got to go for it. I know they're not. I feel like he could have tried to run to the left side and do something with that. And another bad punt. We've had some bad punts today. We've had some good punts, and we've had some bad punts. Was the other shank by Houston's punter too, or was that also the Jets? I know the Jets punters had some good ones. Ritter, under a lot of pressure, it's caught by CeeDee Lamb at the 29. I can't believe this is actually happening. The Bills and the Cowboys must just be eating this up. They've got to be loving this. The shank was from the Jets. Okay. So the Jets have had all the relevant punts until that one. There's another Blake play. Cooper Kupp finally shows up. Hey, that rhymed. I'm sure the Steelers are loving this too. The Steelers are the only higher-seeded team to have either won their... Oh, wait, no. The Nighthawks are also the 2 seed, but they don't really count because they weren't supposed to win. I'm counting the Nighthawks as an honorary wildcard team. But, like, the Steelers were the only team who was, like, the higher seed / clear favorite who either won their game or has the lead. Because obviously this game ain't over, and we still got to see what the Bengals do. 3rd and 7. Oh, another near interception for Tre'Davious White. I'm rooting for you out of respect. Okay. If I was you, I don't know if I'd be rooting for us, but I also don't trust us either, so. The Commies were the favorite. I don't know if I'd call them the clear favorite, but I guess they were the favorite. I had more confidence in Seattle today than I did Washington, put it that way, which, I mean, clearly I would have been wrong to. Jets kick, it's 13-3. They dodged another bullet at the end of that drive. Fumble again! Oh, the Texans got it, though. That was definitely out, too. If the Jets had gotten that, I swear to God, everything for them is going right. The Texans just needed a break. The dropped interceptions, the fumble, everything has gone wrong. They needed something good to happen. And that's not even, like, good, but that's, like, not worst case scenario. So, I don't even know if you can call it a break. My NFC Championship prediction was Cowboys-Commanders. Well, you're looking good. But if the start of this playoffs has told us anything, whatever you expect to happen is probably not going to happen. Sean Tucker does get it. That was a close call. Someone get this kick returner off the team, clearly. Lamar Jackson is sacked by Jadeveon Clowney. If anyone wants a fun fact about this Jets team, so Little Jaw switched to scheme. He's now running a 3-4. His edge rushers at outside linebacker are making, I think, combined around like probably $250 million on their contracts, which you think, oh, he's investing a lot into the pass rush. His outside linebackers are Jawan Bentley, well-known edge rusher, and then Justin Simmons. Yeah, Justin Simmons, the safety. I don't think either of them are the rush defensive ends, but it's still funny. Like in base packages, those guys are the edge rushers, as Sean Tucker does not get the first down. Is Lamar Jackson like gonna grow a pair of balls? I get the Jets' coverage downfield's been pretty good, but like this is the playoffs, man. What are we doing? 13-3 going into the fourth quarter. The Jets are gonna have a 10-point lead and the ball. I feel like the story of today has been like that no team has looked all that good other than Washington. I've been impressed with no one. I guess the Nighthawks maybe, but even so, their offense was efficient, but they weren't consistently moving it down the field. But like nobody's been. I guess the Eagles were kind of impressive, but like within the watched games, the 6 teams that we've watched the whole game for, I've been impressed by one team really. He caught it out of bounds. That was a good attempt, I guess. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith or Jawan Bentley and Justin Simmons. I'll tell you which duo is probably making more money. It's probably the second one. That was a good throw, but as he caught it, the defender kind of pushed him out. It was a good defensive play. 3rd and 8. Huge play here. The Texans cannot afford to let them get a first down here. And Ritter connects to the 38. Who's 81? Is that JoJo Earl? I think it is. Yes. I've been waiting for, like, when are the Texans going to figure it out? It's got to be at some point, right? But with 8 minutes left, is there going to be a point where they figure it out? We've been waiting the entire game. Why couldn't I have played this version of the Texans? The Texans aren't here to beat the Bills. We're really going to let the Bills make another Mickey Mouse OFL Bowl run. I hate it here. The Texans were our only hope. Although they get the stop on 3rd and 7, Big Q, Quentin Williams, with the pressure. They've got to score 7 on this drive. Field goal makes it a one-score game, but they need 7, and they need it quick. Their offense hasn't exactly been quick. And they'll start at the 20. They've got time. Huge drive for Lamar Jackson and the offense. Probably the biggest drive for this team since at some point during the AFC Championship game in Season 1. Lamar Jackson legacy drive. I called him the best quarterback in the league going into the day. I want to take that back, but I've got to see what he does here, though, in the biggest moments. He's in the zone. There's no excuse not to. But please, throw the ball beyond 10 yards. And if you are going to dink and dunk, make it work. Mac Jones made it work. Because A, they were always wide open, and B, he took the occasional downfield shot. Gain of 5. Clock is ticking. You got 5 minutes to go. Lamar scrambles around, throws it away, and Osiris Torrance is hurt. So now it's third down. And they do get it, another short play, but on third down, I suppose that's fine. SG, thanks for the unis. Thought the injury was for Lamar. If it was for Lamar, then that'd be bad. Who even is the Texans' backup quarterback? Off the top of my head, I don't have an answer. Nice throw downfield. Finally, it's Stephen Hanna to the 24. About time. It only took 3.5 quarters. But shocker, it worked. Four and a half to go now. Baker? I have no clue who is Baker. Huh. Lamar is sacked by Jadeveon Clowney, his second. Clock is ticking. 4 to go. They are in field goal range, and a field goal, again, does make it a one-score game, but I don't think you can be thinking field goal here. Unless it's 4th and long, then I guess so. Lamar is sacked again. Reginald Bayless brings him down for a loss of 4. Clowney's going to have more sacks in the playoffs than my team had all year. 3rd and 21. If nothing else, get in field goal range. It's intercepted! Oh no, Lamar is picked off! They're going to do this! They're actually going to do this! Who's 19? I don't know who 19 is. But wow! Lamar off his back foot kind of forces it. I guess the Texans were also thinking touchdown. But that's not a good throw. Is that actually Charlton Davis? That's so funny. Charlton. And now the Jets can finish off the job. They're up by 10. My sights are set on OFL 24. I can't believe the Jets are actually going to win this game. I can't believe Little Jets going to win a playoff game here. And again, the Jets didn't impress me. They had some good plays. Breece Hall was pretty good. But they made a lot of mistakes. I can't believe that was literally the second pass of 25 plus yards for Lamar Jackson. And the first one was early on the drive. He actually does try to do something, albeit throwing off your back foot to the other side of the field is probably not the best way to do it. But here's another first down. Any slim hope the Texans are having is evaporating. And another first down seals it for good. Houston's out of timeouts. I don't know if I should be more nervous or less nervous because, like, a lot of the teams you expect to win are not winning. And a lot of the members of the OFL upper class are all losing. But on the other hand, if we do win, not only do we not have to play the Bills in the second round, but it's a much easier pathway. But of the teams who I've put in the upper class, the Seahawks lost, the Dreadnoughts lost, and now the Texans lost. And the other two didn't even play today. You don't need to play the Bills in the second round if you lose. That's a good point. And now it's officially over. Little John and the New York Jets shocked the world and upset the Houston Texans 13-3. And again, I wasn't all that impressed by the Jets. But a couple mistakes, some dropped interceptions, a lack of aggressiveness on offense ultimately burns the Texans. And that fumble on the kick return also really hurt. Frank, Hector, MP, and Littlejaw all won. And Todd, Hobie, and C-Mill all lost. And maybe I joined that group. Wow. Lamar Jackson was not good today. There's no sugarcoating it. He was not impressive. Desmond Ridder was also honestly not that great. I will say the big throws that he made were actually caught by his own team, but he's lucky the interception column is a big 0. Both teams ran the ball fine. CeeDee Lamb was probably the best receiver today. Cooper Kupp was quiet. Lawler was fine. Both pass rushers were really good. I was impressed by Aquiz Geronimo. He was an animal. He was their best pass rusher. Over Quinnen, Zerberg, and Rashawn Gary. Gary was probably the worst of the group. All right, so now we've got one more game. I think I'm probably either 2-3 or 1-4 in my predictions. As it lands on 2, so we will be using the Raiders. Oh, God. Oh, now, right when I plug in the other controller, it's dead. Okay. Well, I guess I don't have to pick jerseys. Although I kind of want my all whites. We're a 93 there. The Bengals don't meet the... What the hell? What am I missing? I probably need a left end. Because Chase Young got hurt. That would explain it. Or right end. Whichever end position he's at. I'm not used to people rooting for the Bengals. This is weird. I have 3 left end. What am I missing? Oh, I need another defensive tackle because I moved Tershawn Wharton to left end. Okay. That makes sense. That's the issue. Even though I run a 3-4, I would guess you need 2 defensive tackles in the game. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, there we go. Let me just make sure my defensive line is as it should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Okay, that's right. Okay, cool. All right. I have an oddly good feeling. I feel like whenever I have a good feeling, I'm usually right. Because I was right last year in the playoffs and the year before. But I do have a somewhat good feeling about this game. Even though the Raiders are a good team. I'm not sleeping on them. I guess if we were, actually, never mind. I was going to say if we were all white, the Raiders can't wear white, but they can wear black. Although Troy's here, he can pick, but I don't know if he's present at the moment. Let's see if we can get both controllers to work for 10 seconds. Can we do it? He was here, yes. What do we think of this jersey matchup? That's fine, perfect, okay, easy enough. We got black versus white. Go white team. That's not bad at all, no. All right, our 6th and final game of the day. We've got another simcast between the Cincinnati Bengals. Who day? I got to get the jersey. Hold on. Okay, now I'm ready. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Las Vegas Raiders, who have not won their division yet, surprisingly. I feel like they've been consistently the best team in the West throughout OFL 23, which doesn't say anything because this division is not good. Okay, where did I just put my controller? Oh, it's right there. So the winner of this game has a date in Pittsburgh with the Steelers, while the Jets will play against Buffalo. All right, guys, here we go. Final game of the day. We're starting on offense. Daniel Godley's first play. Oh, Jesus Christ. Not a good start, but it's fine. Just don't let them score a touchdown. Good. Okay. Second drive can't be worse than the first one, right? There we go. 30 yards for Deshaun Groves. I'd love to see him have a big game. 3rd and 6, not enough. We get 4, and we'll kick. Okay. So the game is tied. Raiders offense with their first real drive, but it's intercepted. Patrick Surtain picks it off. So both quarterbacks with turnovers and only field goals. So now the Raiders get it back. They have to punt it away. Good. Good start by the defense. Let's get a big drive out of the offense. 3rd and 10, 12 for Groves. He's been the best receiver today. 2nd and 10, sack by Damon Payne. But on 3rd and 20, we get 27 for J-Mo. Now on the goal line, and we punch it in with Josh Jacobs. And I thought it went backwards for some reason. Never mind, we're fine. 13-3. The Raiders are now moving it, though. 2nd and 4, sack for Myles Garrett. 3rd and 8, thrown away. Let's turn this into a blowout, or just have 3 incompletions. That's fine, too. So now the Raiders get it back. Penalty against Garrett. Can they punch it in? They do. We can go a little bit faster. Bengals with a punt. Raiders offense getting some damage done, but we stop them on 4th down. And we don't do anything before the end of the half. So it's now 13-10. Defense with a stop. Good. But we get it at the 1. Okay. Raiders back with it. Raiders take the lead. Not good. Offense? No. A lot of incompletions. I am not excited to see Daniel Godley's completion percentage. Oh, God. They're moving it again. Into the 4th quarter. The Raiders are looking good. We get the stop. Okay. 7-point game. We'll keep simming. Why are we running the ball on 3rd and 5? Defense, I need you here. Defense, I need you here. 3rd and 7, good. I think with 5 minutes, this is where we hop in. Oh, Lord. We had an opportunity to turn this game into a blowout. We were up 13-3. And now we are losing. It seems like Daniel Godley has not played very well. The agendas are going to be nasty. Jacobs hasn't played very well either. I don't feel good anymore. Why couldn't we have just made it easy in the first half? We were up by 10. I think we had the ball. Time for Daniel Godley to show why I invested my entire future into him. It's dropped. 3rd and 7. Oh, Lord. I need you here, Daniel. I need you here. Don't go short. Good, good, good. Oh, he was out of bounds. Not good. I didn't see his numbers, but I doubt they're good. All right, so the Raiders are going to get the ball. They're up by 7. There's still time. There's still 4 minutes left. Good special teams play, I guess. Is that Chidobe? I think it is Chidobe. Was it 44%? Oh, Lord. That's not good. Hugo's going to look to throw it. He's under pressure. Get him, Miles! Get him! Oh, nope. No! Are you kidding? That is a loss of 10. Instead, it's a gain of about 15. What is happening? How did that go from a loss of 10 to a 16-yard first down? Oh, my God. This is bad. What are we doing here, defense? Can we please, for the love of God, tackle? And cover. There's no coverage on that play. The most effort put into a check down. And it worked, to his credit. And now they're in shoe clock mode. Play action. Wide open. Oh, he doesn't come down with it. 3rd and 6, please. Defense, I need you here. Under a lot of pressure. Get him, 10. Uchenna Nwosu brings him down. Okay. The defense does their job. All right, Rook. I invested my entire... I got 10 first-round picks, half of which were not used on you, but I still got a bazillion draft picks just for you. For moments like this, where I needed an elite quarterback, to step up. And today, he has not stepped up. But it will not matter if he can win us this game. I don't care if his completion percentage is in the toilet. I just need a good drive to tie the game. Godley off his back foot on the first play. No. It's his rookie year, not a legacy. He's a 98 overall. This is a legacy drive. I don't care that he's 20. We drafted him for these moments and expected this out of him right away. And there's a good play. Devontae Adams to the 42. Time's not an issue. We have 3 timeouts. We're fine. Okay, that's fine. Keep it moving, though. I wouldn't mind a timeout. Okay, that's fine. 2nd and 7. Can't go short all day, but... Again, can't go short all day, but that's fine. First down. The end of the round 10. Good. I wouldn't mind a timeout soon. But I guess we're going to hold on to him, which is also fine. If you can't find anything, don't force it. Good. Way to be patient. He connects with Deshaun Groves to the 20. Alrighty. And we use timeout number 1. Okay. I think we've managed the clock pretty well so far. And the Raiders realistically are not going to have time to score. So I think we've managed the clock well. It's now just about putting it in the end zone, which is easier said than done, especially with this group. Throw it away. Throw it away. Why doesn't he throw it away? Hugo Fredrickson can break that play, but not Daniel Godley. 2nd and 23. Okay, I don't love the short play after the sack. We're going to have to call the timeout. Oh, no. We just wasted 3 timeouts within the span of 3 plays. That's not good. Yeah, it's not looking good. He's going to go short to 80. Get out of bounds. Please get out of bounds. Please, Likely. What are you doing? We're not going to run another play. Why did he go out of bounds? He had 4 tries to just go to the sideline. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Jesus Christ. Well, I will say this. This team was never going to win it all. It was painfully obvious the entire year. So, I guess in a sense we are ripping the Band-Aid off. Because now, we don't have to lose to the Bills. Is it likely he'll be cut after the game? No. But that was bad. That was really bad. We've watched the Bengals 3 times this year. Have we scored a touchdown and watched? I don't know if we have. That was disgusting. Daniel Godley was bad. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. He was bad. We did not draft him to play like this. Hugo Fredrickson wasn't even all that impressive. I feel like the defense was fine. I feel like this is scripted. I wish it was scripted. Devontae Adams was fine. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a good day. J-Mo was fine. Groves was pretty good. I like that. Watched the Bengals for 2 1/4. We saw this against the Dreads. How much of that game did we watch? I feel like we watched a little bit. This was the best case scenario for the Bills and the Cowboys, but as I mentioned earlier, with all the chaos that we've had, that could lead to more chaos. So we've made it through our 6 games. Who could have expected this group to win? The Steelers, the Jets, the Raiders, the Nighthawks, the Geagles, and the Commies. So we've got some intriguing matchups here for the second round. We've got the Bills and the Jets, the Steelers and the Raiders, the Cowboys and the Geagles, and then the Nighthawks and the Commies. Obviously, the 2 favorites right now are Buffalo and Dallas. The other 6 teams, though, have 0 combined, not only OFL Bowl appearances, but conference championship appearances. So could we have a Cinderella run, or will it be the 2 teams who have been like far and away the best since the start of the year? That's the wrong button. Cookie would not be back. He'd be back for the AFC Championship. Players of the week, we've got Jalen Hurts, loss. Justin Fields, loss. Patrick Surtain, loss. And Max Crosby. Then the Todd Bowl, without Todd. Todd doesn't make the bowl, but his proteges do. All right, let's see the injuries. The Raiders, nothing. Steelers, nothing. Bills, just the 2 running backs. Well, they didn't play today. Wow, they have new ones. Commies, Cortland Ford. Wow, big loss. Dallas, nada. Geagles, Mike Hall's out for the year. Tyler Smith, torn abdominal. He is out until the OFL Bowl. Is that everybody? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who did I miss? Oh, the Jets. Nada. All right, that'll do it. A fun wild card stream, except for those who lost. Pain. When will the next stream be? Probably early next week. I don't know the date yet, but that's the plan. So, yeah, that'll do it. Peace out.